We're reading chapter 4, 34 shlok. Learn that by your obeisance, humble reverence, by questioning and by your service, the wise who have realized the truth will instruct in the knowledge. The wise who have realized the truth. Always we talk about realizing the truth. Bhagwan Krishna wants us to know what is the truth. We talked about that sadhana, tapasya, everything is of the mind and body because that has gone impure. You have given too much power to your mind, now that is controlling you. That's it. There's nothing else. There's no rocket science here. Okay, and you only can do this. See, I always give latest examples. So, like I continue giving Harry Potter example, right? Because that is a very good movie and everybody has watched it. Everybody know what Harry Potter is and his 7, 8 sequels. He is the only one who can kill Voldemort. Why? Everybody has grit, everybody has resilience, everyone has that. Every other person. But he is the only one who can kill Voldemort. Because the part of Voldemort is inside of Harry himself. You have to understand this is exactly what we are. Only you can kill the Agyan inside of you. No one else can do it. No other character could have killed him because the part of Voldemort was in Harry alone. Him only, he could have only destroyed him. Because you yourself can kill your agyanta, your ignorance, hence realizing the truth. That's it. This is what understanding practical spirituality. In your day-to-day life, people say, why you get angry, why you have to be others. You cannot be always sweet and nice and kind. You can stay mum, you cannot talk, you can be in mourn. That is a separate choice you're taking. But when you are in grahast, when you are in family, you have to sometimes show anger, sometimes show irritation. From within you shouldn't change. On the outside things can be different, but on the inside things should always be stable. And when you're inside stable, every action you do becomes a choice. Every action becomes a choice, not a voluntary action, involuntary action. So Arjun in the beginning declared, I don't foresee any good by slaying my own people. Only sin will come to me. It is better to live in this world even by begging than to slay those honored teachers. Thus, according to Arjun, it's better to renounce the fighting, which is the duty, rather than to fight. But according to Lord Krishna, it is not necessary to renounce actions in order to gain knowledge. Therefore, he is saying, Arjun, lack of faith is what makes you like this. Lack of faith. But one must understand those who have Shraddha, those who have faith, when other person misuses their faith and Shraddha, the crime is huge. The karma is really bad. When you try to control the people, controlling alone is a karma in making. Controlling other person, even if you are a guru, you cannot control other person. You can advise, you can guide, you can show them the light, you can show them right and wrong. Choice is there. Control is what makes the karma. I cannot take your free will, because if I do that, then how am I different from any dictator? How am I different? In the name of spirituality, I will be taking away your free will. That is not the you yourself have to realize who you are. I can tell each and every one of you what are your minus points, what are your plus points. I can tell within a second. Within a second of conversation, I can tell that. But that's no good, because the moment I tell you, you will start defending yourself. You have to realize who you are, how low you can go, how up you can go, how much you can cheat the other person, how much you can hurt the other person. You have to realize. Me telling you won't make much difference. Rather, you will leave me, or you maybe, if too much Shraddha, that person will stay here and continue to change or reform yourself. But that's very rare. That is why self inquiry means understanding your own mind. Own mind. How you have been lying to yourself for ages and ages, cheating yourself. So, lack of faith does not believe what he preaches. He should go to the wise and learn there, realize the truth. Lack of action does not mean lack of knowledge. Lack of action does not mean knowledge gained. We cannot stop doing karma and say we have gyan now. It's always the course of Bhagwan Krishna. Having known it, shall not, O Arjun, again be guiled like this. By that knowledge, thou shall all beings without exception in yourself and then in me. With this knowledge only, I am there. There is no exception. There is no exception. With this knowledge itself, just by knowing it, even after knowing it, we cannot experience it. We cannot experience because mind is still controlling everything. When mind is the powerhouse, servants are controlling the house. When mind is in control, it means servant is controlling the house. So servants, however they want to do, they can live like that. As a owner, you who is the owner, you need to learn when to listen to your mind, when not to listen to your mind, when to use it, when not to use it, when to give food to this body, when to give it upvas. That's why dharma was created, which means rightful action was created to teach people what is rightful living, how to keep this body, how to keep this mind, how to work in this world, what is good, what is bad, what is right, what is wrong. So, all of these were created in the place. But do question. And man, when question everything, they start doing just the opposite. Sometimes they go in the right direction. The other times, when we question, we go in the wrong direction, to the negative side. Start following adharm. Whole life, I went to temple, I did puja, this, that. I never had any cigarette, I didn't do anything. Still, I got, cancer and stuff like that. So, what's the point? God, what is the point of me being so nice? So, let me start taking smoke, start drinking, start doing things. So we tend to go in the when we start questioning, sometimes we start going to the wrong direction, which is also right. Nothing in this world is wrong. Sometimes you need to know how the other half are living to value how you are, who you truly are. That's why falling is also important, rising is also important. Nothing is permanent. The self is existence and knowledge itself. By disregarding knowledge itself, we have accepted the unreal, and by accepting the unreal, indiscrimination overwhelms. It's a beautiful line. Self is the existence itself. You are the universe. You are the only existence in this world. This is samaj, inside knowledge. Inside, you should know this. That is why 99% people who come to spirituality, they either learn how to deal with people and they become very clever and cunning. Okay? The other half learn how to go inward and become, they go inward, but outside for the world they look foolish and idiotic and pagal, crazy. So, what Bhagwan Krishna teaches is how to create this balance. You go inward, you realize who you are, yet you should know how to deal with people in this world. How you should talk to your brother in law, mother in law, father in law, your husband, your wife, your children, your boss, your colleagues. How to deal in situations where you have to take a stand when someone is bribing you, what you should do. Those situations, practically how you should deal, yet maintaining inner purity. That is real practical. We cannot escape by saying, I leave the world and now I remain in purity by doing nothing in sansar. Actually, spiritual people should be of very high positions in the real world because they follow dharma. And when you follow dharma, you should actually get lot of reputation. You should be on the higher positions. Otherwise, adharmic people will take it. People who cheat, who do corruption, who do fraud, they will take the position. Crime doesn't go ahead, crime doesn't spread when a dharmi takes over. Crime spreads when a dharmic person stays silent. When someone who knows the truth, someone who knows right and wrong, and he remains silent, that's when a dharma starts spreading. Because the negative forces, the powerful demonic things, you can say, all these yin yangs are in this world. In reality, there is no angel, there is no demon. All are creation of the mind itself. There's only self, which we're reading. Self is the existence. It's the only existence. Within it, there is angels, demons, positive energy, negative energy, plus, minus. It's a formation. Self is the existence and knowledge itself. It is the Gyan. That is why I always say, every one of you, every single one of you has the Gyan already inside of you. You are already enlightened. You already have that knowledge. Just on top, there is black clouds of desire, ego, and self identities. Those black clouds are confusing you, tearing you away from who you really are, and trying to show you something you are not. It's making you believe that we already talked about this story where a lion cub was accidentally fell into sheep fell into the sheep's herd. So the lion cub was in the sheep's herd. He starts thinking, I'm also sheep. Starts pretending to be like sheep, eating grass, being like them, being scared of animals like them. One day, another lion comes, an adult one, and he sees him and he's confused. He's confused seeing that lion. Why is he behaving like this? Why is he scared of me? So he started running towards him and he started running away from him because he thinks he's sheep. So he has to run away from the lion. So he catches him, takes him to the river and show him his face. Show him his face. This is who you are. You're a lion, and here you're thinking you're sheep. That is the problem with all of us. Our mind has confused us with these identities. It's not just the mind, society, people, family, so many things, your own belief system. There are million things that is confusing you. If I tell you today, leave this is not true, you won't be able to because you're so attached from here. You won't be able to. Otherwise, within seconds, you can drop anything here. Within seconds, you can leave anything in this world and just go somewhere else. People are packing suitcases and suitcases, going from one place to another to third place, taking their same belongings from one location to another. Who is attached to what? You're attached to your belongings, your things, your emotions, your people. Eventually people will leave you. That's the part of life. They only remain for a certain time in your life. When their karmic transaction is over, they leave. Paths are separated. We are all on a journey zigzag. It's not straight. It's a zigzag journey. Sometimes some people are walking with you, some are not walking with you. Some paths cross together and then they are separated. That's it. But what we do, we get attached to each and every person. And so hard to let go. And there's nothing wrong in this. The line says, by simply disregarding the knowledge, we have accepted the unreal. It's not saying we are accepting the unreal and then disregarding the knowledge. The gyan has been given to you. It's everywhere. Bhagavad Gita is everywhere. If not Gita, then some other shlok, some bhajan, something or the other you know since the day you're born. Mata ki chauki, all these things, what you people do? When someone is born, Mata ki chauki is there, or something else is there. You do puja, tapasya, go to Gurdwara, something or the other, you're always doing it. The rituals created by family, but you kept ignoring it. You kept ignoring the truth and accepted what is unreal. It's so hard to believe that what you thought is true your whole life is fake. The whole existence is fake. Not a lot of people are ready to accept this. I can make you realize who you are today, right now, within a second. But it only depends on how ready you are. How ready you are to know your own truth. Your own truth, how ready you are to listen. Are you ready to listen? You are zero. You're nothing. You have done nothing in life. All you have learned is garbage. Are you ready? Nobody's ready. Then what happens? Then God puts situations. He makes you ready. Then you eventually realize. That is why you have to experience. Situations are modes of you to experience the truth of who you really are. A person very egoistic, I'm the man of the house, I earn money, so and so, blah 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 blah. Many things are there. You're a very egoistic person. Suddenly he takes away everything from you, all your money, all your possession. Then that person realized, I was so egoistic. Then he realized, if in that moment, previous moment, someone would have showed him the truth, he wouldn't listen. Situation was required to make him realize his own truth. So we have accepted the unreal within us. Nobody is our enemy. In this world, No 9 planets are your enemy. No Rahu Ketu is your enemy. No Shani is your enemy. Even the person who is doing wrong to you is not your enemy. Please listen. Your true enemy is ignorance. And to make you aware, all these things has to be done. It becomes sort of mandatory to put you into this experience. Otherwise, how you will realize? And this goes for everyone. You have to experience it yourself. Then only you know where you stand. I may say very big things about myself, but when situation comes, I may not stick to my words. That is the moment I realize who I am truly. Okay? So, knowledge, self is the existence and knowledge, but by disregarding the knowledge itself, we are accepting the unreal. And when we accept the unreal, Dvait begins. Dvait means discrimination. You, me, them, her, mine, yours. Many children born and they're like, this is mine, I don't want to share. Already they have this nature from birth. They don't want to share. They have this embedded in me. This is mine, this is yours. I eat. First they eat themselves and then they give it to other person. Whatever's left. You know? There's nothing wrong in this, but this is all shows duality. Oneness is the true knowledge. Oneness is him eating, me eating is the same thing. And that is a very high state of mind. It's a very high state of mind. And so many kids' souls are already born with it. They're usually born with it. This is many births of tapasya already in the play. It doesn't come like this. All the successful people in this world, they conquer the mind and then achieve the impossible. How do you do that? It's very simple. You just don't listen to it. Isn't it? The universe is within the sphere of embodied self, and the embodied self is within the sphere of Supreme Soul. Therefore, a striver sees the universe in himself. The one who seek, so it's all within you, or you don't even exist. Even if you are the most sinful or of all sinners, you shall undoubtedly cross all sins by the boat of knowledge alone. Bhagwan Krishna is claiming, even if you have done the worst crime, worst sins in this world, imagine the worst thing people do. Imagine that. Even if you have done that, you can cross this Bhav Sagar. You can cross all of this just by Gyan itself. Just by realizing who you are. Today, I know who I am, I'm changed. Yesterday, I had no idea, I did a lot of crimes. That does not mean, please understand, that does not mean the karma that I did before, there won't be any fruit of that coming to me. It will still come. Now, I am changed. This is why I always give example of Unguli Maladaku, who came to Buddha. So many people came to Buddha. But how many transformed to a saint like him? How many? So many people listen to Gyan, but how many transform? Within second, he left his old nature. Can you do that? Within seconds, Buddha said, no more. How much you will suffer? How many people have to suffer to make you realize? And he stopped. He took that robe, the orange robe, he wore it, People are still hating him because they don't believe him. He's changed. They are throwing stones at him. They want to kill him. Buddha is also silent. He is watching. He is watching Angulimal Daku, a dacoit. He's watching the dacoit, what he will do. Now his sins, all the karmas he has made, result is coming. 2 minutes back, he who have killed anyone who has come to his path. Now everybody is trying to kill him and he is still silent. Acceptance. He's realized that I was wrong. He's accepting all the things everybody is giving. Then Buddha says, he's now changed. He told people, calm down, he's changed now. He's not the same person. We don't do that. We don't want to leave the unreal things because we're having too much fun. Why would you want to leave it? You know, in your imagination, someone is sleeping, and imagination he has this very beautiful girl, and he has a Ferrari, and he's like, why did I have to wake up? I want to go back to sleep. How many times you also would have had a dream that you don't want to wake up from? You're enjoying it. It's like, let me sleep 5 more minutes and imagine this. This is exactly what's happening here. When you, as long as you're enjoying this imaginary world, it will be really hard to wake you up because you're having fun. The time is not there yet. The one who realizes this world is wrong, it's fake, there's nothing for me here, then he tries to get out, and he gets out. It only takes few seconds, not even more.